What is... That's not funny, yo. What's going on, everybody? Yo, the off mic conversations be the ones. Those be the ones. I had to stop a conversation. Ericca is here. Say hello to the beautiful people, Ericca.
Hello.
Ericca's here, back in full effect because I got my life together and got my schedule together, man. That's all, like what you just said a minute ago. That's like always the icing on the cake when people get exposed. But all right, let me hit this theme music. How y'all doing out there, man? Y'all doing all right? Are you feeling okay? Man, my energy is super low. I'm trying to get my energy up. I don't know if it's work. I don't know if it's my diet. I don't know what's going on with me, y'all, but I'm trying to get it together. How are you, Ericca? You good?
I'm doing good. Doing great.
Are you doing great? Give me some of that greatness over here, please.
I'm doing jazz fingers.
I appreciate it. Actually, I'm doing great too because my diet has not been 100% the best, but better, much better than it used to be. And I stepped on a scale at work and I was still 220, so I felt good about that. But we gonna get into a few things today, y'all, man. Hope you're doing all right. Hope you're feeling okay, and I hope you are ready for some thoughtful conversation and some positivity. I'm about to throw my phone away. According to Baller Alert, Pringles just unveiled a $140 collaboration with the Caviar Company.
So, the flavor.
That part. Not even gonna go there. Not even gonna go there, y'all. I only got.
You are a menace if you eat those.
What'd you say?
You are a menace and you deserve to be locked up if you buy those and eat them.
Yeah. I got one headline. Hold on, let me get this one headline out. All right, y'all. We're going to talk about a few things today, but I want to give an update. Andrew Lester, the old white gentleman, 84 years old. I reported earlier in the year, he shot a young teen in the head, Ralph. Ralph was picking up his brother from school, and he knocked on the wrong door. And after knocking on the door and backing off, the 84-year-old Andrew Lester shot Ralph in the head. Ralph survived, and it seems to have made a full recovery. He is being charged with first-degree assault, and he pled not guilty, and his trial will begin in 1 year. Just wanted to give y'all an update on that story before we get into the show. That's all we got for y'all in headlines. I really feel like did I say front page news? I hope I didn't. I have a bad habit of doing that because I listen to the Breakfast Club. Man, Ericca, yo, you funny. All right, y'all. So one of the other things we want to touch on, I think I talked about this either on the last show or the show before that. The woman who's been on the internet who claims she got hit in the face. I say claims because some stuff has come out. She got hit in the face with a brick. And she was around a bunch of black men and nobody helped. And it just kind of pulled the Band-Aid off of a wound that was already there. And now some things have come out about her. Some people were posting like some of her antics online and some of the things she says about men and some of her, I don't even know the word. I guess, I don't even know if it's gaslighting, but some of her weird antics with walking up to white men and saying that you owe me for reparations and slapping them, just a bunch of antics. But again, this is why on this show, what we're about to talk about with this situation, is why on this show, I don't really care about being the first person to jump on the bandwagon and give an opinion. Because typically, every single time something happens, y'all, give it a week or two and the real details will come out. I mean, I get it. Some people want to quote unquote break the story, but you're not really breaking the story. Like Shade Room breaking the story, or Hollywood Unlocked, or one of these other outlets is breaking the story, right? And you're just talking about it on your show. But I think some of us jump out the window too fast with not enough details. And I don't want to try to make a show out of, clickbaity stuff. That just ain't me. And if you do that, I mean, that's you. No diss or nothing like that. But for those of you wondering, man, why are you quote unquote late on the topic? I like to be able to talk about it in full. So I tasked Ericca with looking up some things in regard to that. Ericca, tell us about some of your findings of what the people's internet is saying about this woman.
Man, when this thing happened, first of all, I feel terrible for her getting hit in the face with a brick that and then ending up in the hospital. Either way, that just is terrible.
That's terrible. If it happened like that, the way she described, it's terrible.
Yeah, and so I feel like it caused a big uproar on Twitter. Hate Twitter, need to delete Twitter because everybody thinking. It's too many thoughts on Twitter. Unverified thoughts too. Not to say that anyone who's verified, I believe them as the truth, but it's too many people just talking into the void, basically. So I remember when it first happened and it came out, I felt terrible for her because I feel like a lot of women kind of go through that like same feeling. And I guess that's why I had more sympathy towards her and didn't judge her right off the bat when it first happened, because I know that we've all been there. You probably hear my cat. She's acting up. But
I thought that was me because sometimes I make like weird groaning noises to myself. Oh, thank you for clarifying that, because I was like, what the hell is going on with me?
Yeah, she just rolled into the room just meowing. I was like, okay, girl, speak your truth. But
not speak your truth on my podcast. Go ahead.
But so I feel like a lot of women, they kind of felt that sympathy right off the bat and didn't judge her right off the bat, because I mean, we've all been in that moment where a stranger has approached us or has tried to like ask for our number, and we've always been scared to say no. And if we do, we know that we could be faced with any type of violence or aggression or anything like that. So I felt terrible for her in that situation. But right off the bat on Twitter, you had a lot of people saying, look at all of her social media profiles and her antics where she does the things where she goes up to men, she slaps them in the face and everything. But all I have to say for that is those are stuff that people talk about before the camera gets rolling, that they all agree to do. Just like how you have like all those like people that you avoid in the mall, or if you're walking down a strip somewhere or near a beach where they want to do those like 3-minute interviews with you, you definitely want to avoid them at all costs. So I feel like I chopped up those antics to that. Not to say that her antics were like the best and I agree with her antics and everything like that, but at the end of the day, she got hit in the face with a brick, and that just sucks. You never want to wish that on someone.
That sucks is an understatement.
Yeah, sucks is an understatement. It's like you're in the hospital. You don't know what type of bones could have broke. You don't know if there's internal bleeding. You don't know anything, basically. And so a lot of people kind of were already ready to be cutthroat towards her and judgmental and everything like that. And that's also why I don't like to give my opinion on incidents when they come out, just like how you said, like you wait for details to come out. You wait to make up your own opinion on it at the end of the day once you know the full story, and not someone trying to be the first one to break the story, like the Shade Room. Y'all are not journalists. Pipe down, please. But things like that. So people on Twitter have been talking and saying that she created a GoFundMe and people reported the GoFundMe, so all the money that she raised frozen. And then you have people trying to figure out like where she lives. And then you had people coming out the woodwork basically saying, I was there. She ain't have no brick thrown in her face. First of all, Cletus, you're not even in the same state. You're some years old. You're not even in the same state. You lying. Please. Like, people just want like to basically, I guess people just want to be the first one to say that didn't happen. Just like when the Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez case happened, and people were already trying to like report and say that he was found like not guilty, or that Megan was lying and everything like that. So it's like people are trying to be the first to break the stories without all the details, but her GoFundMe was frozen, and then
It's like
people,
40K in that GoFundMe based on the
yeah,
internet, the people's internet.
yeah, and it's like they're trying to freeze that, and it's like these hospital bills crazy. We're living in the time of inflation, and we're so ready to say, "Oh, that didn't happen to you," and invalidate someone. Because I'm like, at the end of the day, if this was fake, she's in a hospital. The whole side of her head is swollen. Like,
So, to your point, because there's a couple people saying there's a few things out here saying that it was fake. And one person said it was actually there's an allergic reaction, but you know, if you want to dissect this thing, which I'm not, because like you said, I wasn't there, and honestly, I mean, I've already shared how I feel about it. I don't think anyone deserves that unless you're trying to kill somebody and they're defending themselves.
yeah.
And we don't know what's real and what's true, but you know what stuns me the most is if you want to take the time to really look at it. You know, I would think that if you get hit with a brick, there'd be like some sign of blood or bruising. I don't see that. And not to say that it's fake, but the other thing is, if I get hit, me, Robert Wilson Jr., if I get hit in the face with a brick, the last thing I'm going to do is record myself. That's just me. Maybe this is just that new age thing, but when I'm injured, severely injured, because she's severely injured, like that thing looks crazy. Her face is swollen up crazy. The last thing I'm thinking about is recording a testimonial. Y'all can defend it if you want to, but like my phone is like literally the last thing. And I really just don't get that part. But the sad thing is we have seen a lot of instances where people in general, not just women, but people in general will come out and say something and people just take it as gospel, because just like we don't have, you know, proof that she's faking, we don't have proof that it's real. We have a video of the aftermath and a video of the hospital. Like, we don't know what happened. Just because somebody says something doesn't mean that it's true, especially on the internet, which we want to talk about today. And again, I'm not saying she got hit or didn't get hit. We both agree that's something that shouldn't happen. But it's just crazy. Like you said, some of the conversations it brought about, and then like some people immediately trying to blame her based on her antics of her, you know, TikTok. Because like you said, people do set those things up. They're acting. But people have to remember, if you are not an actor and you're not known for acting, you're not known as a thespian, you are portraying and making the people of your gender and your culture look a certain way with your antics, which goes into perception, which is another thing we're going to talk about today. So some people are saying it was like karma. You know what I'm saying? You're doing all this stuff. You're making these comments about black men. Look what you get. I don't know, man. It's wild. It's wild. And I wonder if anything else is going to come out about it.
Yeah, because I checked it about 2 days ago, and the last thing I saw about the situation where people were calling CPS on
Trying to get a
her.
police report. Oh, what?
Yeah.
Hold on. They were trying to get a police report. Wait, what? Go ahead.
So it's like, don't quote me on this. I was scrolling, and once I saw that, I closed out the app. I said, I can't do this anymore.
No.
But it was like CPS, and it was just like, why? That's my only. It's not my only issue with the internet and just so many people and so many thoughts on the internet, but it's like, why are you so involved in trying to be that person? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to dedicate your whole week to trying to figure this out. And you got a job, you got family, everything. You over here just sitting here worried
They probably
about.
don't have all those things. That's the problem.
That's true. That's like a jobless mindset, probably.
That's
Yeah.
definitely a job.
Yeah.
Because when I get off work, that the last thing I'm thinking about doing is hunting down
Yeah.
stuff and things on the internet. Y'all listeners know that, because hell, sometimes I don't even have I don't even have headlines for the show, because it's like I have a life outside of this. But
Yeah.
to your point,
That's like when I get off of work and everything, I love watching Wheel of Fortune. I'm not trying to.
yo, how old are
deal
you,
with
yo?
anything. I like solving puzzles, okay? I like to solve the puzzles.
I'll be
Do I,
damned.
s- do I solve all of them? No. Do I fail a lot? Yes.
You
But
fail
I
on
love-
Wheel of Fortune?
Oh, of course.
I'll be damned.
It's Wheel of Fortune. They don't be that difficult. Well, you know what? I lie. You ever seen the fail compilation of that?
Exactly. I
Yeah.
would be one of those. My parents even wanted me to try to get to Wheel of Fortune just so that they can watch me with what I say.
I'll be damned.
They don't need to do that.
Because one of the categories was like, "What are you doing?" And it said something in a limousine, and I said, "Limping in a limousine." How you limp?
I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
I was so close.
We're going to move on to the next topic. Limping in a limousine. What was the answer?
It probably had nothing to do with limousine, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But that's okay, because it was an effort.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Erica's back.
That's what I like to do after work.
Oh, man. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. I play Xbox, so some people will have jokes and things to say about that. I play Xbox and I get on YouTube. And that's it. I need to get my energy up so I can start going to the gym. I need to figure out what's going on with me. I have a doctor's appointment next week, so we'll see what's up. All right, y'all. So this next conversation was kind of sparked by conversations I've been having with friends on the phone. So how often are we tricked by perception versus looking at and dealing with reality? And I want to talk about the realm of relationships. So like celebrity relationships, which for some reason tends to be the bar for people, right? These relationships are out there, the public. We tend to have more details than we should have about these relationships. And a lot of people look at them and they'll say, well, men this or women this. And the crazy thing about that, and the reason why I call it perception, and we're going to get into some of these relationships. Number one, we're talking about a super small percentage. There may be, if I think about the content that I consume in celebrity relationships, there might be, in a rotating month, 10 or 15 celebrity relationships that are like highlighted, talked about, ups, downs, whatever. There's certain people's names you always see. But that's 10 or 15 out of millions upon millions upon millions of people. I'm not going to base my entire thoughts and feelings about relationships and women based off of these 15 people or 20 people. Like that's not realistic. That is such a small percentage that it doesn't make sense for me to do that. And beyond that, these people are in a different tax bracket. I'm not gonna lie. I know where I'm at now. When I become a 6-figure person or a multimillionaire, I'm gonna move differently in relationships. I am, because I'm gonna have more on the line, and I'm just gonna have to protect things differently and just really move a lot differently because, one, of things that I see, and two, the lifestyle I'm gonna be living. The lifestyle I'm gonna be living is gonna attract a different type of woman. So those are things I would have to consider. Those are just realities. So Rob sitting where he is today, I can't really relate to some of those relationship type things. The issues and problems that they probably have, I couldn't even fathom because my brain is still stuck on how you rich and happy to this degree, I should say. You know, money doesn't fix problems, but boy, let me tell you, it don't fix. Let me see. Money can't buy you happiness, but boy, I think it get you close.
Yes.
Yeah, really close. You know, $10 million tomorrow. I mean, I'd be carefree for quite some time. But, you know, again, it depends on what you do with the money, the lifestyle you live, so on and so forth. So, Ericca, how do you feel about that? The perception versus reality in the relationship world, especially since the last episode you were on, you talked about your reality in a relationship.
Yeah. So I definitely agree with you. I cannot relate. I do not look at celebrity relationships at all as like my reality on anything at all, because at the end of the day, they just people. You don't know what type of relationship they have other than what they're trying to portray to you on social media. One, that. Two, you don't know how they are behind the scenes or anything like that. You practically might not even ever be in the same circles as these people. I know that sounds harsh, but like you have to admit, the way that they grew up is so different from just regular old Jan Bob. I don't know why Jam Bob, but you know, just regular old like Bob Schmo or something, you know? So
Yo, Bob Schmo.
so it's like whenever I see like people like, oh my gosh, I won't believe in love if Beyonce and Jay-Z ever divorce, or Tiana and his name was Iman, they divorced. Like everybody been
Yeah, they're
divorcing.
separate. Yeah, they're separated. We're
Yeah.
gonna get into that.
So it's kind of like all y'all were sitting there saying y'all don't believe in love. Have you ever looked at your mama and your daddy? Have you looked at your
Mm.
grandparents?
Mm.
But also it's like you make your own, you basically be realistic with yourself on what type of relationship you want. Don't ever compare it to a relationship that you see, because you never know what their relationship is, because you do not know these people at the end of the day. And you're not dating them. Also, with the expectations and everything, I am high maintenance. I expect the world and most and more, but I also like to be realistic with who I'm dating within my tax bracket. If I'm making a good amount of money, and that's the other thing with celebrities, they're not dating someone outside of that tax bracket that they already make money in. So
Most of the time.
you most of the time. So it's like you kind of have to apply that to your dating life. Like, I'm not going to get into a relationship with someone who isn't on the same level as me and then be upset that they're behind me, because I know that's what I signed up for, you know? And I just
Mm.
feel like it should be common sense. And I don't want that to
Mm.
be like taken as like me like hammering down on anyone or anything like that. But it's like you make your own reality on what type of relationship that you want. You don't compare it to anyone's relationship, just the relationship that you want, and you just move on with it. At the end of the day, Beyonce, gorgeous. Love her. She was cheated on by Jay-Z. If all these people are getting cheated on and you're trying to compare and say, I want a relationship like Beyonce and Jay-Z, like, so you want him to
I'll be
cheat on
damned.
you?
I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
So it's kind of like you just have to remove yourself from that, because what you see on social media, what you see on reality TV, even though they say, oh my gosh, this is not scripted, it's scripted. We all know it is.
Mm.
Like, if all these celebrities are breaking up, don't aim for that. Aim for what you want, because 9 times out of 10, do you want somebody to do all the shenanigans, or do you really want that, and for them to half love you, if they even love you, or if they truly do love you, you know? But it's like you don't know in those relationships at all, so just step out.
1000%. One like very well. Hold on. Where's my? Very well said. Very well said. One of the relationships, we're gonna get to Iman and Tiana in a second. One of the relationships that came out was Jeezy and Jeannie Ma.
Yes.
So I was having a conversation with someone, and she was basically like, from what she was reading and what she's noticed, that people tend to break up or divorce after that first child that they have and stuff like that. And people were like, oh, blah, blah, blah. It's like, some people like, they think it's like a curse or a thing. And I'm like, I'm laughing because I'm like, y'all don't know these people. There's a million different reasons why people get divorces. And where is the statistical data to support what you're saying? Where's the actual research? All you're seeing is a headline. Oh, they had a child 1 or 2 years ago. That's why they broke up. Like, that's literally what people are doing. They're throwing everything else that could be a factor outside the window. Everything else outside the window. And they're automatically assuming is that. And I'm like, we don't know. Like, people are jumping out the window, making all these comments and all these threads and all these blog posts. And I'm like, you don't know why these people broke up. And then this is another reason why I wait. I meant to save it, but I didn't say it. But now something has come out. It came across my timeline that Jeannie Ma apparently has like a really bad attitude sometimes and kind of has like an anger thing going. I don't know if it's real or not or whatnot, but it came across my timeline and I saw that and I'm like, maybe that was a factor. Like, we don't know. And the other thing that people have to really keep in mind is at the end of the day, y'all, most of these peoples are entertainers of sorts. And let me tell you something. they care about us to an extent. They care about us because our support helps fund their life and their lifestyle to an extent, right? So the two of them, whether they're getting along or not, to an extent are going to protect the bag, okay? Some stuff is going to be fabricated. Some stuff is going to be left out. Hell, some of it might be completely fake to get to that next bag. Hey, we going to get a divorce, but I'm trying to get a movie deal and a talk show deal. You trying to get a movie deal and a talk show deal. This is how we need to spin this breakup to get people involved and wound up. And then, boom, we going to go our separate ways. You know what I mean? Let's both get one last bag together out of this. That's very realistic. Extremely. Just like those of you, oh, what's her name? The boyfriend shamed her for being a mom.
Hmm?
The boyfriend was like, she went to the Usher concert and had the dress on.
Oh, Keke Palmer.
Keke Palmer. A lot of people was trashing the boyfriend, trashing him. Thought they broke up because she
popped up.
Right, she did a music video with Usher. What was the name of the song? Boyfriend or something like that. And she said something on the phone during the video like, I'm a mother, remember, something like that. And people were like, oh, that's right. They thinking she getting revenge. She being petty. Them two popped up together again somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, so y'all out here ruining relationships, thinking y'all knowing what's going on. She popped back up with her man. Do we know if they're together or not, or if they have issues? No, none of our business. But they was together again after all of that stuff. So apparently they talked and worked on whatever or did whatever. You know what I'm saying? But people were jumping out the window. And then now when they pop back up, you ain't got nothing to say. You're quiet. Where's the commentary now? Because some of y'all look stupid because you assumed based off of what you saw. Perception, right? It's crazy.
I just don't understand. And I completely understand why so many celebrities definitely are very private about their relationships, where they won't say anything about their dating life, or even if they are in a relationship with another celebrity, where they don't say much at all. And I understand that completely, but I also just, can we please put celebrities off of that golden pedestal that we put them on? They are regular people at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They have emotions. They should be able to have a private relationship without everyone trying to cast a stone on who was the person who broke up with who and who did who wrong, because you would absolutely hate it if someone was doing that to you in your own relationship.
You would 1000% hate it. And this is, so Iman and Tiana Taylor, they separated or whatever. So obviously, I hate to say obviously, but typically when you're beloved like she is, the man had to have done something wrong. He had to have. Like, he's a cheater. He's like, all these things started coming out. So she came out, and this is from her Instagram. Not too much on my bestie. In all fairness, Iman and I are separated and have been for a while. To be 1000% clear, infidelity ain't one of the reasons for our departure. We're still the best of friends, great business partners, and are a hell of a team when it comes to co-parenting our two beautiful children. 2 children, y'all. They didn't break up after the child, okay? Or right after the child, I should say. Most importantly, we are family, and in the 10 years together, 7 years married, we ain't ever played with or about that. We just keep y'all asses out the group chat, laugh out loud, which is the reason we've been able to successfully and peacefully separate without all the outside noise. The only reason I'm even sharing this part of the chat is because the narratives are getting a little out of hand and it's unfair to all parties involved. I hope this provided some clarity for y'all. Okay, Auntie taking y'all back out the chat. Bye. I hate the fact that, you know what I'm saying, she had to even put that out there, but people's perceptions and wanting to be first and wanting to talk shit, you know, you attacking this man that she's referring to as her bestie, as her business partner, as her, co-parent partner, like all of these things. And y'all attacking this man and don't even know what's going on. And like you said, Ericca, like, they're regular people just like us. They just have extraordinary talent and skills that were discovered, and they capitalized on that. You know what I'm saying? On their gifts. But they're people. They have feelings. They love. You know, they get sad. They get happy and all those things. And for you to have to defend a breakup or put out an explanation, you know, just to get people off of you is wild, man. And that goes back to that perception thing. Sometimes things just don't work out, y'all. Like, you have to really understand and internalize that. Like I've had breakups. Like one of my breakups, I really had to just accept it and accept what the person said to me as far as after the relationship, because I was like, what really caused you to do what you did and caused this? Like, how do we get here? And, oh, you didn't do anything wrong, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, no, I don't, like, at this point, well, I've always been like, don't really need to spare my feelings. But I'm like, at this point, like, I'm trying to learn. Like, for me, a breakup is about, okay, this is not working and it didn't work. What can I do better the next time? What are some things that I did to contribute to this breakup? You know, it's about that. It's not about, so many people are out here trying to spin the narrative. I broke up with them. They did this. They did that. But when it comes to a breakup, both of y'all play a part to an extent. Both of y'all do. And I think it's important to reflect and look at that. But shout out to Tiana Taylor for actually putting that out there and coming to Iman's defense. I appreciate that as a black man.
Because between that and also the fact that when you have kids, and I see a lot of like celebrities where they do have to come out and basically post and say that we ended things mutually, it's when kids are involved, because no one ever takes the kids into consideration.
That part.
Where the kids might be old enough to go on social media or to hear these things at school and things like that. Like, when I was in school, I wasn't gossiping about so-and-so's mom and dad divorcing and things like that. Like, you just, if they said that their parents were separated, their parents were separated. And you go on about your business because it's not your business.
Exactly.
But it's just, I just feel like that, and also the way that social media and the internet have made it where there is no such thing as a right to privacy anymore.
Oh, man, I hate
even
that.
for regular people now. So it's just, let's just all stay in our own little worlds, our own little lanes, where we're not trying to insert and inject ourselves into relationships. If it becomes harmful and toxic, maybe, yeah, okay, definitely do your business, do your thing. But if it's something as simple as a breakup, let it go. Because at the end of the day, if they're chilling and relaxing, why do you have the grudge?
Yeah, and they still rich. Most of the time, some of y'all be getting hit, boy. Woo, woo, that spousal support. Sometimes I'll be like, ooh, that's my whole salary you paying that person a month.
Yeah, so it's like, just let them do what they do. If they're best friends, they're best friends. Maybe they work better as friends. You don't know.
Yeah, there's plenty of couples that have done that. I forget my man's name, yo. He's a black actor. Dang it, I forget his name. But it's him, his new wife, and I think like his ex-wife and kids, they all like live together. It was crazy. He was like, yeah, like first of all, I didn't think I'd have any more kids, but I had like 2 or 3 more with her. And we all live together and we all parent and raise these kids. And it's working for them. And like people may think that's crazy, but that's the thing. You get a real dose of reality and what your life is like and what your relationship is like when you keep people out your business. It helps you focus. It helps you see things for what they are, because those outside opinions really, 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 really have a negative impact on things, man. Those outside opinions plant seeds. Like, outside opinions have impacted, I want to say, every relationship I've had, maybe except for one, has been highly negatively impacted by outside opinions. And they were based on perceptions. Because things were said about me from people who didn't know me, who never hung around me, who never spent time. Where they got that information from, who knows? But I'm like, my phone number been the same since I can remember. You could have just called and asked if you had a question. But you planting these seeds and you saying, well, men do this and men do that. Well, based on what he's doing, he's probably doing this. Like, just all kind of stuff. And then unfortunately, your girlfriend takes this stuff in, and now you got to deal with shit that you didn't even know that didn't exist yesterday. It's like, where is this coming from? Like, we've had these conversations. Where are these thoughts coming from? So again, y'all, like Ericca said, putting these relationships, these celebrity relationships, on pedestals, and then just jumping out the window with, oh, I knew it, yada yada yada. Like, we've seen, like, anything you have seen in a common relationship. Take your favorite TV show or movie and look at those relationships. You've seen them across the board in your regular life and in the celebrity thing. We've seen abuse in relationships. We've seen cheating in relationships. We've seen people just not getting along. Like, there's just a huge spectrum of these things, and I really don't get why people make that the bar, though. Like, there's still a very small percentage, and people make that the bar. And the funny thing is, too, our own experiences, right? When we don't learn or take the time to really reflect from them, we do the same thing in our own little bubble. Like you think all men in Woodbridge are crazy. All black men in Woodbridge are crazy. You said you would never, like, where you from? Nah, you said you would not date nobody from Woodbridge, yo.
Because I've been burned twice, and I'm like, okay, I can't keep doing this like this. But I mean, I wouldn't be like closed off completely, but
you're cautious.
I'm cautious.
But that's not, I mean, I get it. And I get it. That makes sense, because even from my past, there's some things I would say it's not geographical, but there's traits.
Yes.
There's traits I'm going to be more...
very cautious about.
Yeah, cautious about. And there's going to be different types of questions I'm going to ask. And I always ask a lot of questions, because once you ask the right questions, unfortunately, you got to ask the right questions because people aren't always forthcoming. But that's like 95% of the battle, y'all. Like, asking the questions you really want to know the answer to and see if their actions match the answer. Like, that's how you really get to the bottom of everything. If you see that, man, they telling me this and they saying this, but every time I turn around, they're doing this, that's your answer. You don't need to ask any more questions. Now, if you choose to stay beyond that, I mean, it's really on you. Like, I did that when I was younger because we fight for love. We can work through this. I'm crazy. This is in my head. No. Those are perceptions. Those are like the things people weaponize and make you think that you have to stay and do these things. When the reality is, yo, this person's actions are not aligning with their words. That is a big red flag. Immediately, you should know something is wrong and I need to make a decision. We staying, we going, what we doing?
Them Tyler Perry movies come to mind every time.
Yeah, yo.
Yeah, that struggle love. You just gotta fight through it. Why?
I'm willing to fight for someone who's
willing to fight for you.
Is willing to fight for me, and you've earned it. Like, we've been through some stuff together. Like, we've really been through some stuff, and you've really been there for me when I truly needed you. I'm willing to fight and forgive some things and work through some things. But if you haven't done that, and it depends on what it is. Like, cheating is something I can't tolerate.
Exactly.
I can't.
You need some hard limits.
Yeah.
Some hard boundaries.
Those deal breakers, man. Those deal breakers are serious. But y'all, man, stop again. Don't take these high profile relationships and try to apply them to your life. Please don't, man. And take the time to reflect on your own relationship history. You're not perfect. You've done some stuff. If you can, like I've done. I talked to one of my exes, and because we don't have any beef or any drama. Like, we were both young. We both had communication issues at the time, and it didn't work out. But we've learned a lot from one another just by having conversations, and she shed light on some things about me that she noticed that I actually have worked through and fixed since then, and vice versa. And it's been really healthy and really great conversations. And I wish more people could do that. Shout out and rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. I know I triggered some of y'all, but who cares? But he says that on his show in jest, but he seriously has said a lot of times, you should, if I asked your exes about you, what would they say? You should know that answer, because regardless of the anger and the frustration or whatever bitterness is there, if you can truly have a conversation with them, you should, because that's someone you knew intimately on a deep level that you were probably with, and they're going to have some insight. Now, I'm not going to say that you agree with everything, because even me and my ex, we don't agree on everything that the other person says about them, but I do take it into consideration, and I could see why they would feel that way. Even if it's not that they're purposely lying, but they may say, like, hey, I noticed that you really loved I don't know, you really loved cheeseburgers. Like, you were always eating cheeseburgers, and I thought you were obsessed with cheeseburgers, and, you know, it bothered me that you were obsessed. And then I'm like, oh, well, actually, cheeseburgers were just, I don't really even like cheeseburgers, but I was broke, and they were the cheapest thing to afford. That's why you saw me eating one all the time. Like, small examples like that get cleared up, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times in our relationships, we'll see something, we just attribute to the person and don't have a conversation about it. And that's one of the things we talked about. We say we didn't have enough conversations. But have the conversations, ask the questions. I do have a question.
Yeah, I try to mute my mic.
I'll be damned.
And Erica's cat just mooned me with the whole cat booty on camera, yo. Why is your cat's butt white, yo? You got a black cat with a white butt, yo. Hold on. Here, Will, what did it do? Here, Will.
She came down here just trying to just be up. She said, I want attention on me. And I've been fighting her this entire time, like putting my arm down and everything. And I keep seeing her. She was like, I'm going to measure. I'm going to measure and I'm going to jump up here. She jumped up here and she mooned you. But that is a sign of friendship when a cat does that.
It was nice talking to you, Erica. I actually am about to close out the show. Do you...
Yeah.
I have nothing else. I have nothing else on this perception versus reality in this relationship world. Do you have anything else you would like to speak on?
Please go outside, get some fresh air, touch some grass. If you see yourself on social media being like, I want what they have. No, you don't. You don't want what they have. You want what you want at the end of the day.
And you have to accept all the problems that come along with it. All right, y'all. Let me give my message to my black brothers, and then we're going to get up out of here. I've never had you give a message to the black brothers. Should make you do it.
What am I gonna say? Right on.
Wow, really? Wait a minute, yo. Ericca, you ain't right, yo. What am I gonna say? Right on. Really? This is not the 70s, yo. What the heck?
Hey, right on, my brother.
Yo. To my black brothers out there, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Erica's back.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
Oh man. Yo, I'm crying real tears. Black brothers, man, I want you to do this. If you're in a relationship, sit down with your significant other and discuss the outside factors that are impacting y'all relationship in a negative way. And I want y'all to work on removing those outside factors. If it's somebody, mama, daddy, cousin, aunt, uncle, or friend, work on removing that negative element in your relationship and focus more on the two of y'all. That's what I want y'all to do, man. Take back control of your relationship. Do not fall for the, well, they gonna talk about me anyway, where they gonna say what they want to say anyway. I might as well not fight it. Set those firm, healthy boundaries and get them people out y'all damn business. That's what I want y'all to do. All right, that's what I want y'all to do. And ladies and gentlemen, we out. Ericca, yo, you've been a hoot, yo. And I appreciate your perspective on things. That's really great.
Of course, I'm always here.
Yes, you're always here, y'all. Erica's back, y'all. Erica's back. And we back. You know what I'm saying? From My Experience Podcast. We just here to promote positivity, give y'all a different perspective on things. And we want y'all to take care of yourselves physically, mentally, and financially. But we also want y'all to really root yourselves in reality versus rooting yourselves in perception. Because perception is just that. It's just your point of view based on a very small sample size. But you'd be surprised if you root yourself in reality how much larger the world is. All right? So we catch y'all next time. Peace.